you think of the Chris Como method of teaching?
Well, I can see that they're trying to get as far away from the previous philosophy that Tiger Woods had adopted in full. They're trying to move off of the ball. They're trying to get Tiger's hands higher up. They're trying to get a little bit from what I saw him earlier in the week. They're trying to get his right leg extended more in his backswing, get a little bit more hip turn. They're trying to do, I think, all the right things. But when you look at this golf swing, he still moves down early in the backswing. His arms are still way too far to the inside. They're still too flat. They start down from the top, still too far to the inside. His shoulders are still too closed coming into the golf ball. His lower body stalls. And people will say, well, he's suffered some injuries. But the fact is, he still fires his lower body. He fires it after impact, though. He fires it out of sequence. He used to fire it right at sequence, so you could see his entire butt at impact. You could see all of his rear at impact. You could see all of his left leg at impact, and you could see his right heel completely off the ground at impact. Now then, you don't see that happen until well after impact. He stalls on the way down. Now, the fact that he's trying to work into the right direction is into more a direction that he used to have in 2000. I think that's a good sign. But he doesn't have the same body he had in 2000. He's gotten bigger and bulkier, and as he's gotten bigger and bulkier, his golf swing has gotten flatter, and as it's gotten flatter, it's gotten shorter, and as it's gotten shorter, his golf swing has gotten quicker.
David, to sort of simplify this, all of us amateurs who have struggled with this game have been told by someone at some point, you're trying to kill it. Swing a little easier. Is Tiger, especially with the driver, is he just trying to kill it?
I don't believe he's trying to kill it at all. I think if anything, it's not free enough because he gets locked up. And what happens when you're losing so much height in your body, when you go down in your backswing towards the golf ball, what do you have to do on your downswing? You have to stand up. And what happens when you stand up? Well, it raises your hand, it flattens the shaft, and it opens the face. All disastrous things, and that's why you see the golf ball going right and going left. You have to time the rotation then. And to get consistently great hits, you want to eliminate as much face rotation as you can from the golf swing because that necessitates impeccable timing. If you can maintain the height, what Brandel is talking about with hip turn, I call it kind of pivot. Mm-hmm. Get a little deeper. If anything, it kind of kicks your spine off of the golf ball a little bit. That's where you've talked about moving off the golf ball. That's how I equate it. Is it kind of kicks your spine off of the golf ball. And then the rotation through. When you do that, you got to have the speed. You have to rotate through the golf ball, and it's not always the easiest thing to relearn. I guess would be the word to use. When you've lost that, and that sequencing of all those things is a difficult thing. But I think the biggest thing that nothing was going to change dramatically until the loss of height in the backswing is eliminated. That is the biggest thing right now. I think that has to be changed because that. Like I said, it necessitates you standing up through the golf ball so you have room to hit it. And if anything, your spine should collapse a little bit in the downswing as opposed to the backswing.
I think they're all valid points. He's also still working on shots, and I was trying to explain last night. There's bits of the Butch Haney action, and there's bits of should I say Butch Harmon as well as Hank Haney. With Butch, the club used to go across the line at the top. For a start, the hands were much higher, and he didn't lower as much. But they're all sympathetic. That was the type of swingers I would call to forward. And then when he went to Hank in 2004, the rotation that you're talking about and the lowering, that's when it happened. It happened with a flatter shoulder turn. And he did rotate more, and the club did move more, but the lowering was accepted. We all complained about it, but the thing is, the guy was winning every second week. So now when you try and fit the bits back together, when he tries to make a softer backswing, so to speak, and get his hands higher, then that point that we all agree on, the lowering is still there. And that's what I'm saying. You can't put a forward carburetor in a chrysler, and that's the hard bit right. Where, when you got bits of both swings in there, it is going to go crooked. And you can see him fighting like we all would be, where you go, okay, one swing happens to feel okay, but Randall, to your point, all of a sudden it lowers a little quicker, and then the body stalls, and you go, well, what am I doing now? And it's he would use the verbiage, my patterns are different, but, bit of A and a bit of B in golf doesn't work. You got to have one or something else.
Well, I agree. And belief in whatever it is you're doing.
Well, that's the other thing is confidence. Yeah, it's like, it's you're walking in a minefield on a golf course, isn't it? I mean, we've all played.
I mean,
out there, there's a bunker there. There's a tree.
You're so right. You know, I mean, I turn around and I see this lone fir tree out here, and I think